there? Are you connected on today's show? Hello, good morning, everyone. On today's show, we're talking my last trip. We're talking end of Sunwing, hurricane season, travel in late 2025. Is it over? Carry on versus check bag, WestJet snacks. We're talking jellyfish, shout out of the week, taking all your questions, running into subscribers, and so much more. Welcome.
Morning.
Welcome to our show.
Good morning, everyone. So, guys, there's so many people in the, I've probably missed a few of you because it floats up, right? But I did see Ted Shaughnessy in there. I saw Cheryl Smith. We just want to say good morning. Good morning, Trevor, Greg, Paul,
Nancy, Linda, Claire,
Robin,
Lewis, Jason,
Pat,
Robert. We're talking
Lynn,
Corey,
Jan, Robert Ross, all the people. And good morning. So let's have a little swing.
And there's Ted in there, Becky.
Good morning.
Sean.
Oh, there we are. Looking good, guys. Are we? Because we
Sean and
just
Tiff,
woke up.
Lisa, Hart, Crystal. Listen, we just got home.
Mm-hmm.
I just got home from the airport.
Mike just got home at 4 a.m.
Heather, Lori, Scott, Jennifer, Cheryl, Angela. Thank you, everyone, for chiming in to our live stream. Welcome back to Ontario, where it's warmer now. It's warmer.
Slightly. It was really
Steve, Sonia, Frederick.
And when we say we just got home, we really mean it. I usually pick Mike up if he comes in this late.
I came in late.
Or this early. But it was fast.
The 4 a.m.
Timely.
The plane, Sunwing left early last WestJet left early last night.
Yeah.
So it was for 10:40 p.m. I took the late one.
Yeah.
We left early, got into Toronto early. Jenny came and got me early, which is amazing. So we got home at 4 o'clock in the morning.
Yeah, we went right back to sleep. And
now we're doing this show. I haven't even shaved.
It was a hard wake up. I won't lie. I will say I've gotten a little smarter. I set a little alarm to check on Mike's departure because that flight going out at the end is now a lot of the times leaving early, like 20 minutes, which makes a difference,
awesome.
Right?
And the flight was half full last night coming home. So the plane, we just screamed home.
It was a fast one.
A lot of people had their own seats. Low season's kicking in, and we're going to talk all about that in this live stream. But a few more people, 7 Days in Paradise, Jennifer Barry. We're talking Sean, Pierre, Michelle.
Good morning. I love it. Got to be honest.
What's Ted saying here? I got to be honest. Love your live feed. We're heading down to the beach. Just wanted to say hello.
Well,
Ted's down in Malaya, Keokoko.
Yeah, it looks beautiful. I looked at your photos yesterday, Ted.
I ran into, you know who I ran into last night at the airport? I ran into a lot of people, but I ran into the Sunseekers.
Oh,
they were just at the Royalty.
Yeah, fun.
We had a conversation.
Morning,
they
Mark,
thought I was crazy
Carolyn.
for doing a 3-day. I said, I think I am crazy.
They're a little short, Little short. Anyway, why not talk about...
We're not talking their height. We're talking 3 days.
Yes.
Okay, sorry.
Why don't we talk about your trip?
Okay.
Because you just got in, so you're fresh off the beach.
Let's just quickly talk about what's happening in Cuba right now.
Tell us about the food.
I just missed the rainy season that they just got in Keokoko. The weather was 32, no humidity, still no bugs. I was in Playa Ensenachos, that little wee island before Santa Maria.
Beautiful.
The beach, I was at the Iberostar Ensenachos. Beautiful beach, gorgeous lobby bar, gorgeous lobby in there.
Yeah.
Massive resort. If you're a walker, it's a walker's paradise because you're going to walk everywhere.
Yeah.
The resort's under some construction. They're redoing a bunch of things. I think like some of the a la cartes, the walkways. The two beaches, though, stunning. Alcohol quality.
Yeah, you said.
Unbelievable. Like if you're going to that resort right now, like you're not going to have a shortage of alcohol. Like they have everything. Chocolate tequila, you name it, red and white wine. And guess what I'm going to say?
Tell me.
I know Canadians don't travel a lot right now to the sunny destinations, but Argentines.
You were saying.
That resort has a lot of Argentinas. They come for the month. So that resort, I would think, is about 30% occupancy.
Wow.
A lot of people from Argentina, and they're loving it. They're loving the beaches.
That's beautiful. Good for them, eh? A whole month. I just wanted to say someone's poolside at Memories Caribe, Sean and Tiff.
Oh, wow.
That's amazing.
We've got Corey heading to Hogan on Saturday. People are still heading down because guess what? Prices have bottomed out. And now if you're doing the last minute or a week out, you're getting a screaming bill. So it's time for people to still go to Cuba. Weather's perfect. There's still lots of great food down there. Linda J, I was just at the Ensenachos. I missed you by a day. I missed you.
Brett, where are you in Cuba? I can see that the ocean's turning your favorite color of blue, he's saying, but just wondering where you
Ghost
are.
Viper's here.
In the car.
Jody and Nick.
Good morning to them.
Now, I just really want to keep going on with this because if you're going down to Cuba right now, you're going to be fine. There's no shortages, in my personal opinion, I've noticed.
What we would say is not anything maybe unexpected. They're not over the top, but you've got everything you need.
Yeah, like I went to the Mediterranean. I had a wicked piece of salmon. I had some awesome little meatballs for an entree.
That's awesome.
The pastry chef at the Iberostar, he's from Dominican Republic. Their pastries in the bread. I'm not a bread guy, but oh my gosh, I felt the bread. I'm like, oh, I'm taking the bread. It was good. Like I was pleasantly surprised. And for the price that I paid, I have no qualms. And I don't have any qualms anyway.
No.
But really good trip that I had. And I've made a great video. And I made an original finding fish video, like getting back to
the OG.
The OG kind of music and the blend, and it just takes you on an adventure. And
the music is what it
good,
does for me.
Solid beaches. And Linda, she can chime in because she was on the coral side. And
Food was fantastic.
Her Ensenachos beach was fantastic yesterday.
Beautiful.
Fantastic.
Now look I have to ask because we've been questioned a little bit. Are the beers 2 for $5?
Oh my gosh. Someone says, no, the beers are not 2 for $5. I was just there again and they were still 2 for $5.
It's 2 for $5. I even say it in the video. I know they're not always 2 for $5 because they've been 2 for $10 for a long time, but they're at 2 for $5 in Santa Maria.
Yeah. And they are still 2 for $5. Someone's chiming in. Claire. Have I used my British passport yet?
No.
I haven't used my British passport yet in Cuba because I'll just say this. Because I'm there so often, I get pulled aside a lot. And
we don't need that.
I don't need any more hassles when I'm getting into that country.
No, we're just like, imagine if he shows up with a UK passport, they might haul you in and be like,
because I just went to the same, because I just went to the same airport. Right now, I'm just using my Canadian one in Cuba, but I'm going to go to Barbados. I'm going to use it there. So I'm going to use it soon, but I'm not using it yet.
Yeah, we don't need those complications, do we?
Linda is confirming my...
Yes, 2 for $5.
Yes, 2 for $5 because Linda was just there.
And someone even, I think, made that comment on our video. We posted the video. We really had 2 for $5 and someone said, are you sure? Are you sure? Yeah, we're sure. Yeah.
Like, anyway. Listen, when there's some sort of a deal and someone says 2 for $5, like my hearing, what? I go over to it. I'm like seagull.
We're in.
We're in for 2 for $5.
And someone else saying we got 3 for $10. See, amazing. Yeah.
3 for $10. There we go.
Yeah, I saw that. I want to live the fish life. People want to live that life. It's amazing. We're so proud of you.
You know what? And let's just say this.
It's been a long journey, but you got there.
I got there. I met a lot of subscribers, and I'm talking at the YYZ airport, all over the airport, on transfers, buses. I ran into Peter Lamb. I ran into Dutchy. And he's been a long time subscriber. He was on the plane.
Right? To meet people that you've been chatting with.
Yeah, and the people are like, you're here?
Yeah.
And a couple of ladies recognized my voice when I was walking up the beach because I was making a video and I made their day. And it makes my day, actually. We had great conversations with so many people, and it's overwhelming to see how many people watch our show.
It's amazing. I told Mike, I walked into an appointment last week, and the woman was staring at me and she was like, you look so familiar. And I said, oh, okay. And then she just kept staring at me. She goes, I know you from somewhere. And it feels kind of strange, but I said, do you watch YouTube? And she went, are you finding fish? And I was like, it's very funny. Exciting. It's very humbling. I'm like,
it is humbling.
Wow, it's lovely. Not that we want to be recognized, but once in a while people are kind of staring at us and I'm like, they just must recognize us. Anyway.
Especially the kids.
Yeah,
because I got recognized by a kiddo
the other day.
I think
kids recognize us faster.
And then I could just tell that I knew something was up because she was getting all shaky and talking to her mom and dad. And then the mom said, Are you the YouTuber? And I said, yeah. Then I gave them some stickers.
Awesome. Yeah, stickers. We're just loving our stickers.
So this is, you can't buy this sticker. This sticker is for a giveaway only. Now, I did send a few in packages with people because I was waiting for another sticker to come in.
Yeah.
But if you see that sticker, It's usually given to someone in Cuba.
Yeah.
Usually, because that's where I'm taking them. I give them to Cubans too, because in Cuba, I'm known to the Cubans. They recognize me, and
Amazing.
they just love that
Yep.
I'm at their resort. So it's a very humbling experience, and I just want to say thank you.
Jennifer Berry is going to Cuba in July. What's the weather like? Taking her grandchildren. Well,
It's going to be
it's
beautiful.
going to be beautiful.
You could get morning rain.
Yeah.
It's going to be warm.
Sometimes.
It's going to be mucho calor, as they would say.
Mucho calor. It'll be hot, but
It can be hot.
depending on where you're going, there could be a breeze.
Yeah. I make the videos telling people this is important
Yeah.
now. This is when you want to go to the KOs in the summertime, because all those people that complain it's too windy in KO Paradon,
Yeah.
KO Cruz, KO Santa Maria, KO Coco, you'll want to go to those places because you want the breeze to break down the heat.
Yeah, totally.
Iberostar Ensenachos, beautiful breeze. It helps with the heat.
Yeah.
Also, you're going to go KO Cruz. You're going to go to KO Paradon.
Yeah.
You're going to go to those
Those are the places I want
places.
to go to.
Because you want that breeze. You want the fresh air, and you want to keep the bugs down, okay?
Yeah, and you honestly get sun sitting in the shade. Like
You do.
You really do. I
Okay.
just want to ask, Mike, before we move on, one more question. What is the best luxury resort with the best beach, in your opinion, going for her 60th? Wouldn't you just say maybe Coral Level?
Yeah,
Mhm.
for sure. Sorry, what was the question again? I got sidetracked.
Luxury best beach, in your opinion, for a
Lux-
60th birthday.
Coral Level, you're going to want to go to Veradero.
He's
You're going to
got
go
lots of
to,
videos.
what's the one in Veradero?
Royalton?
The Royalton. You're going to want to go to the Malay International.
Yeah.
Some of the Malaya properties are really good.
Maria
So
Keo Coco maybe even.
Blau.
Yeah.
And they're on sale right now. So like those
Yeah.
are good options
And
right
people
now.
can chime in. Like lots of people are answering.
Yeah.
Okay.
Let's
What
talk
do you think?
end of Sunwing.
End of Sunwing. This comes up a lot. People are asking us.
So I went and made a quick little video just the other day.
Yeah.
End of Sunwing. It did cost me money because I booked it last minute to put my bag on, but I didn't take any liquids this time. So I got my bag on for free because I did a carry on. So
Yeah.
it saved me $35.
That's great.
But if you book in advance, I believe if you go with Sunwing Vacations, you book in advance, they're honoring, you don't have to pay the $35 for your check bag.
Okay.
But if you're like me and you want to get off the plane right away when you come home and you're flying back with WestJet, it's awesome. It's free. You just walk right off the plane.
That's great.
2 months in advance for the check bag. Linda
Wow.
J's chiming in.
Yeah. And also, what have we heard about Sunwing and WestJet? It's more that WestJet took over flights. Sunwing still has resorts. Is that part true?
Okay, this is the real reality.
Let's hear it.
Sunwing gave up all their flights. Okay, they do not do the transportation portion.
Right.
They're doing the booking portion, and they're looking after all the bookings for the vacations. Okay.
Okay.
So they still have the entity. They're still doing the orange party.
The
They're
orange
still
party. Lots of people
they're
are
still wearing the
asking us.
orange when you get off your plane and you go into Cuba.
Yeah.
They're still doing that.
Okay.
You're just going to be on a WestJet plane, and they're
Right.
all going to be WestJet colors shortly.
Yes.
Okay.
They're moving on that. Okay. Well, that kind of covers that.
Now let's talk about this, because Linda J just said if you book 2 months in advance.
You get the check back.
But listen,
Hurricane season.
you're coming into hurricane
Yeah.
season.
Yeah.
This is just me. This is the way I operate. I am never booking September, October in advance right now, ever. This is why. Because you don't know what hurricanes are coming or going. Prices flatline.
Yeah.
I don't care if I have to pay $35 more to go in September and October, I will, but
Yeah.
I rarely will have to do that because I want to know if there's going to be a hurricane or tropical storms. Because going down to Cuba in rainy season for, like, I'm talking 1 or 2 or 3 days,
Yeah.
like they just had in Keo Coco, it's no fun. So I do not book in advance, and I would rather pay the $35 extra.
Totally.
To
Because
put a
someone's
bag
saying
on.
35 is not that bad.
35 is not bad.
I'd rather do that as well.
Or you're not going on your trip and you can
Yeah.
go the following week,
Yeah.
because that's the problem with advance right now for September, October. I'm not going to put my hard money to work and then only have to cancel it to get a credit.
I'm
that's
agreeing
me.
with you. Now, someone is asking, how do you put a bag on without liquids? Don't you need sunscreen? And if he's traveling with me, yes, 100%.
I didn't have sunscreen. I wore a hat, and I don't sit out in the sun, and I'm only filming on the beaches, and I'm always in
Yeah.
shade when I'm not taking sunscreen.
Yeah.
Because I am working and I'm creating videos and I'm in my room.
He is in his
Unfortunately,
room a lot.
with from around say 12 till about 2 or 3, I'll edit to stay out of the sun.
Yeah.
You'll see me walking around pools and stuff, but you won't see me on the lounger.
No.
And a lot of people saw me down there. I won't be sitting on a lounger, or I'll be like Jenny and I will be in the shade.
But also, you can bring the 100 mils. Someone's also
Yes.
saying that. You can bring a small.
Yeah.
But when we travel, if I haven't been in the sun a while, we're bringing lots of sunscreen.
We are. Or I'm sitting in the shade, or I'm not out in the sun and I'm wearing a cap.
Yeah.
So if I'm going to holiday and I'm going to go for a 7-day, I probably will. But for a 4-day, I typically don't.
Yeah. Or when we're going to Barbados, I'll have lots. And someone is saying sunscreen stick, which we used for years on our face for sure. You can bring those.
Totally.
So there's ways around it.
Okay, let's talk travel in late 2025.
Yes.
Because people are saying maybe it's over because the high prices. And there's been a 70% drop. Now, I've read this many times, but it's on the internet.
So it's
traveling to the States from Canadian tourists.
Yeah.
So
it's down.
It's been down big time.
Yeah.
And the plane is starting to go down.
Yeah.
And I know Cuba's travel from last year to this year is dropped.
Yes.
I don't know what's going to happen this fall, but there's a lot of people on here that sell packages like Ghost Viper's wife, Linda J, I believe.
Yes, and I saw another. I'm sorry, I can't remember, but it was they pop back on here. I'll name them, but I think also another contributing factor is kind of the economic uncertainty. People are feeling a little more like reserved in terms of spending money. So travel is kind of the first thing that goes off that list, right? It's a
discretionary expense.
Yeah,
and it's a huge expense. And when you don't know the outcome of your job because you read all these things on the news with the tariffs and things, people start getting fearful.
Yeah.
And the first thing that they can say is, well, I can save money by not going on a trip.
That's right.
I can save money by not going out for a dinner once a week.
Yeah.
And people just kind of hold back, maybe wait to see what's happening with the clouds, so to speak, and to see if they can book something that kind of suits them if they know more. Sorry,
Roscoe he just wants to make an appearance. Mike has been away, and when Mike's away, he really misses him.
Oh yeah, he's our boy. He's our 12-year-old boy.
Oh yes. Anyway, he's scratching out my leg, and it was kind of hurting. Sorry, I was distracted.
So, a quick question out to people here.
That's a good one for the chat.
Are you thinking of traveling less in the 2025, 2026, or does anything like that bother you?
Yeah.
It doesn't ever affect me.
But you are able to travel kind of whenever you want.
I can travel
so you can hit the deals, you can book last minute, and I don't think that's probably the reality for most of our viewers.
Because a lot of people chime in and they say
yes, but some people like Jill will travel until I die. So some people maybe they're going to cut back on going to Starbucks or going out for dinner, right?
Yeah.
And they're going to put their money towards travel because they need it and want it.
Now, I did run into some subscribers, 2 ladies, and they were so funny. They're telling me stories. I will never give up traveling to Cuba. The husband said to the one woman, honey, maybe we should get a new couch for the grandkids. And she's like, that's a Cuba trip. No, that's what she said.
That's funny.
That's a Cuba trip.
Yeah.
So I think like that too. Like, we will modify our spending habits to make sure that our travel doesn't get disrupted.
Yeah.
It's not like we're going without. We still eat healthy.
We eat healthy, but we eat out a lot less.
We eat it a lot less.
We really do. We used to like religiously, Mike and I go out on a Friday night.
Yeah. But to a restaurant that we like. But now that bills can get up to a couple $100
just for the 2 of us. So
it's like, that's a lot of money.
Yeah. We'll buy some great food instead and cook.
We can buy a lot of great groceries for $200 and we stay at home.
We stay at home. We actually, like most of you, we really enjoy each other's company and like to be at home with our kids too.
And we like to travel. So when we're home and maybe I have a bad leg or a bad hip and I can't travel as much, we'll go out to restaurants.
Yeah.
At a different point in our life.
They're not going anywhere.
Yeah, the restaurants aren't going
anywhere.
They're
always going to be there.
But our time away together and quality time, you don't know.
No.
So
we prioritize that over other things. And I get it. Other people don't. But a lot of people in here are like, I'll cut back in other areas, right? And spend it on travel.
So yes, we cut back 2 trips a year to 1, but more luxury.
Yeah.
Let's talk about luxury quickly.
Yes. Okay.
Okay. So Iberostar Ensenachos, well, you can do the coral level. You should see the vehicles that they send you in now to take you to the coral level. Beautiful vans, luxury vans.
That's awesome.
I
still can't wait to go there.
Well, I ran into the general manager and had a couple conversations with him. We drove up to the buffet one night together. Great guy.
Air conditioned. Someone wants to know.
Totally air conditioned, beautiful,
Yeah.
like gorgeous looking colors too, like coral pinks and stuff. Had a conversation with him and I said, listen, I'm coming back to this resort and I'm booking the coral level. He's like, yeah, come on, have fun.
For your wife?
Yeah, with
Jenny.
Jenny.
Part of it? Okay.
I actually got offered to come to coral level for a dinner, but I said, no, that's okay. I'm going to wait with Jen because I just think I don't want to make another video without her being there. But that beach, the whole area there, it's impressive.
Yeah.
It's an older resort. They're doing repairs on the Iberostar, but that lobby area is very impressive.
I can't wait to see it.
So it's gorgeous.
Maybe this summer. You never know.
Maybe.
Right?
Carry on versus check bag. We did kind of talk.
We talked about that. I think we're good. But I want to say, someone said they take multiple 100 mils of sunscreen.
There you go.
Take a big bottle maybe and fill up your 100 mils. You can buy those bottles anywhere.
Well,
that's a great idea.
I got through customs last night coming home with a can of Coke. I don't even know. I was giving the can of Coke away to someone.
Oh, yeah. It was from your fridge, probably.
It was from my fridge. I didn't even notice it was in my carry-on bag. And they let it go through in Cuba.
That's funny. No, you never know. You never know.
It was called YOLO. It's from Spain. So I was going to bring
fun.
this on the show, but I don't see the can of cola.
I think you probably left it upstairs.
They have a lot of colas right now. They're coming in from Spain. So they had Sprite. They have an orange. And they have a cola. And I saw Diet Colas at some select resorts. So it's coming in from Spain. And hats off to them. So if you like your rum and cokes, you want just an orange drink, you're not a non-drinker. I drank a lot of club soda.
Yeah, but
soda water,
are great, right?
Water, lots of options down there.
Awesome.
So if you're going, you're not going to be deprived right now.
Now, I know we talked about Sunwing and WestJet, but let's talk a little minute about the WestJet snack.
Oh, I like the snack.
Yes. It's
like
a little thing, but
you get the pretzel or you get the cookie.
Or you get both if you ask.
Yeah, and if you're really just nice and you just smile, sometimes they just throw it at you.
Yeah.
It's a
nice gesture.
I love the little cookie with the coffee.
Oh,
you know, the one I'm talking about.
Yeah. So we just wanted to say, WestJet, we love that.
Yeah, I like this getting a little wee snack. Like, that's fun. Like, Sunwing, why didn't you used to do the little sandwich?
Yes,
Remember
they used
that?
to do a little,
the little Montreal smoked meat with the pickle in the middle, and then it went really small, and then they charged you.
Yeah,
that was the good old days.
Yeah, a good old days. Now, we had been seeing on the feeds, especially the Cuba sites, about talk about a lot of jellyfish and the minis.
Yes, so they're like a blue color. They're inflated.
Yeah. So we just thought we'd put it out there. Like, we didn't see any in Santa Maria.
And I walked the beach, and it's in my video. Nothing at all.
Like, we barely even saw shells in Santa Maria, right?
So that though is going to be in Santa Maria. I'm heading to Veradero this week, so I'll take a look there.
We'll give a jellyfish update, but maybe you could tell us: is there a particular beach?
Or it's a time.
Maybe it's a time of year, because someone had been saying it was at Flamenco, and I was like, I've been there and I've actually never seen jellyfish. Yeah. So maybe it is the time of year.
Can you ask the dog what he's doing?
Yeah,
Sorry, he's just being a knucklehead, our dog. We might have to give him a treat or something. But please chime in about the jellyfish, because Linda J said I didn't see them either.
No.
And when people keep asking about it, sometimes it's fear-mongering stuff, and that's why I like to make the videos and update videos to say if it's true or not.
Yeah.
When we're there at the particular time.
Yeah.
And Linda J just said, there's nothing. Portuguese man of war are usually in the winter.
Okay, maybe that's right. And someone
what resort am I going? I can't tell you because I'm gonna make the video. But this resort's been on my bucket list for I think 5 or 6 years.
Yeah.
And I saw it for a great deal. And so I pressed enter, and I'm so happy I got in, because in the wintertime, this resort's very expensive.
Right.
And I didn't want to pay up, but I just wanted to go. I'm just doing a 4-day.
Yes.
And I really wanted to get into this resort.
Yeah.
And I did with my own money. Totally paid all these right now that I'm doing are
Yeah, it's
totally
Finding Fish.
Finding Fish originals. I'm not taking any, like, I'm not doing a deal with anybody. I'm just doing my own thing.
Not right now.
Jellyfish on the beach.
Okay.
Shout out of the week.
Yes, I'm going to do a shout out of the week. So when Mike is away, lots of people will send messages and photos and all sorts of things.
So many people now are putting photos on Finding Fish.
Yes, we love it. Like, just go to our Facebook and upload your photos.
Put it right on there. Finding Fish, your photos. If you run into me or we do selfies together.
Yeah, because that's a way for Mike and I to see our subscribers and really, we love it. Anyway, this is from Brian. Now, Mike, you met DJ Brian in the airport, I think?
I ran their daughter, their little daughter, kiddo, recognized me. And she was all frantic and got to talking to her mom, and her mom turned around and said, are you the YouTuber? And then the DJ goes, oh, you're the guy, we watch you all the time.
Yeah.
So I gave them some stickers, obviously, and he put it on his DJ.
Yes. So he has, what do you call that? Like
when you spin tunes, but it's all electronics, tune spinner.
So he put the sticker on that and then spun a cool tune and sent me a little video of it. I mean, I'm just going to show Mike because I don't know if you've even seen it. And I don't know if people can see it either. It's just super fun.
Oh, you won't see it.
You won't be able to see it, but
and he asked me.
It was a lot of fun.
Yeah, he asked me if he goes, well, do you think I'll be able to do DJ tunes down there? I said, always just ask. Yeah. Don't tell customs that you're coming to work or anything. Just say you're just going to the resort and just say, do you mind if I spin some tunes? Yeah.
So anyway, he was spinning the tunes. The Finding Fish was going around and it was just really fun. He sent it to me yesterday. I shared it with you, but I don't even know if you'd have received it yet. And we talked about it a little bit this morning, but that's a shout out to Brian. And I don't know his daughter's name, but thanks for watching us.
I gave him some stickers.
Love all of our subscribers sending us anything like that. It's a lot of fun.
Now, let's talk about solo traveling.
Yeah, you said you met quite a few.
I met a lot of women on this vacation, and I met, say, 2 or 3 different groups of ladies. And, of course, we have chit chats. Well, the one lady came by herself, and then she brought her best friend with her. Her and Karen came down there, and they stayed at Coral Level. I sat on the bus with a woman that just did a solo trip for 7 days by herself.
Yeah.
A lot of solo women like to go to Santa Maria, and this is my spin on it because I ask people so many questions, and if you're a subscriber, well, we'll have good conversations.
Look at Jill, solo at 72.
Solo at 72.
Yes.
And don't take this the wrong way, but I'm going to say this.
Yeah.
I think a lot of people go to Santa Maria. It's a very far stretch to go because you got that long bus trip.
Yeah.
But there are...
It narrows down the travelers.
It narrows down the travelers, and it narrows down, and I don't want to sound
maybe I should say it
complicated, but maybe there's people from different European countries that people don't want to associate with because sometimes people overdrink and there could be conflicts. Let's just say that. When you go to Santa Maria,
it eliminates that.
You're only dealing with people from Argentina, Chile, with very soft people.
Gentle.
Portuguese fly in there.
Yeah.
Great family-oriented people. Same with the Argentinians.
I'm kind of like-minded.
Yeah. A lot of Cubans on holidays right now with their extended families, very gentle people. And then you have Canadians, people from Ontario and Quebec.
It's a nice mesh of people.
So you have a nice mesh of people that like to chill out, do their own thing, not to intrude on anyone else's happiness.
Yeah.
And I think that's why
I think so too.
Santa Maria is a very soft island compared to Veradero, where there's a lot more different Europeans that travel and upper European, Eastern Bloc countries.
I can see in the chat people understand. And the other thing
that's what I'm trying to say in a nice way.
It's also it's a very peaceful place.
It's very peaceful.
It's just so peaceful. It's where I went by myself. Like that's where I chose to go if I was on my own. And it just feels really safe, quiet, peaceful.
I'm gonna say this. I'm gonna touch up more. The reason why I find it safe and I can observe the safety is because, and I've said this in many live streams, Canadians are so, regardless if you're from Quebec, Ontario, Cuban, Argentinian, if you have a problem, you can reach out to someone and someone will assist you with a problem, whether it's sunscreen, you got lost.
You need Advil.
You need to, I'm lost the other night. I got so confused.
We're going to talk about this.
And people will help you out. And that's why I think solo traveling in the Cayos, especially Santa Maria, I think that's why people come back because they know that they are good there.
Yeah. And you're also you're that far out that you're committed,
safe and peaceful.
and you usually know the country if you're going to Santa Maria.
Totally.
Anyway.
And I just want to touch upon that because people always ask, where should I go for solo traveling?
Yeah.
Any of the resorts in KO, Santa Maria, Las Brujas, or Ensenachos, you'll be fine.
Valentine.
100%.
Anyway, I'm going to answer this question because it's Lynn.
And Blau. Yeah, Blau as well.
Yeah. Do you ever get sick on your travels? And Lynn, that's a really great question. And the answer is this. Yes, we do. I've been sick on lots of trips, but all over, not just Cuba. I've actually mostly been sick in Mexico, to be honest with you. That was a ways back. I think the thing about being sick is being prepared, right?
Yeah.
And taking the right things with you. Electrolyte packages,
Gravol,
Advil, maybe Tylenol.
Yeah.
And I am very careful when I travel now. I just seem really susceptible to anything tummy related.
Jenny has a really finicky stomach.
I have autoimmune. So I stay away from a lot of foods.
Like sliced vegetables, sliced fresh fruit.
Yeah.
Anything that's handled a lot.
Yeah. I'm very, very careful.
Now, if you noticed in my last video, I was run down so bad, I probably had bronchitis.
I feel like Mike he came home sick from the previous trip, whether he caught something in the airport.
I felt it in I felt it in the plane.
You definitely had the flu.
And it turned into the flu. And then I had to go back right away and I was run down. You could hear it in my my voice. But I will be very careful with the food I eat as well and the waters. I'll just make sure I'm not into handled food a lot.
No.
Like I'm very selective. I eat cooked meat and I ask them to cook it really well.
Yeah.
Now I got a burger at the beach the other day and it was a homemade burger.
Yeah.
I'm like, I was watching him mix the meat. I'm like, I'm going to see how this goes. I told him I want it really cooked really, really well. I had no problem.
Yeah.
But I always ask my meat to have it cooked very well.
Yeah. And you can have them throw it back on the grill or whatever. But I'll be honest, I was at a conference here in Ontario and caught the flu and I was super sick. So I don't know that it's just travel for me.
Yeah. Now someone's chiming in, no ice and drinks.
Yeah,
Now, this is what I will say. All the bars and the majority of the entire hotel it's not a fact, but this is close. It's all filtered water. It's filtered water.
Okay.
So even the ice, you couldn't put that much ice in my drinks and me not to get sick.
Yeah.
Now my stomach is like a
tank.
It's a tank. Like I've gone to Thailand and ate street food for 30 days. But I don't like to say that the ice is not perfect, but the majority of the time that I've been away, it's rare for me to get.
People are chiming in saying the same. Like, I think the ice is fine. Some people are saying even the tap water is fine. It's filtered.
I'm going to do a video on this soon. I want to drink the tap water for 7 days and see what happens.
Yeah.
Now, I haven't done it because I wasn't feeling good. I don't need another problem.
I do just think some people are more susceptible, and I think that's just the way it goes.
Yeah,
Michael,
because Cuba couldn't be.
No.
Like they couldn't. That'd be a major health risk.
But also, I get sick kind of.
Resorts that are owned 50% companies like Milea, the Iberostar, these companies like survive on credibility. Okay. Yes. It's just not like there's processes in place that we don't understand and think about. Major processes. Now I know when you go to the beach bar and Buddy's kind of using his hands, well, he's breaking process, but there's a lot of process behind the scenes.
Yeah, people are just saying, look at your meat before you eat it. Be careful. Yeah. I want to answer. Oh, sorry.
I just want to chime in on this because this is important. At the resorts that I'm going to, there's plastic on everything now. Plastic on all the foods, and you take the plastic off. You take the food, they put the plastic back on.
Keeping
I was thinking maybe that was just for a little bit of time. No, it's the entire time to keep flies away. But I didn't notice a lot of flies yet. And maybe Linda J she was just there.
Yeah.
How are the bugs in Santa Maria and the Ensenachos? I didn't notice a lot. I did see a few flies, but I sit outside and there's less flies, I find, on the outside.
Yeah.
Because Jenny made a good point last week of
they just get trapped inside.
They get trapped inside those buildings and they don't get out and they fester in there.
Yeah. So we are outside eaters and beach people. Anyway, Michael De Silva taking teens
not a single mosquito from Linda J.
Nice. He's taking teens to Cuba. And he says, thoughts, question. Yeah, amazing. Our kids loved when we took them to Cuba. Fun.
Now, I think with the teens, The Wi-Fi shoddy.
It's good for them.
There's not going to be an over selection of great food for them to eat there because teens are picky, right?
Yeah,
They're selective. Like, where's my
snacks.
chicken nuggets? Where's my French fries?
Yeah, bring snacks, bring condiments if they're picky.
Bring all that and kind of set the bar for them. Like, we're going to a country that is deficient in many areas, and these people are deprived and hurting.
Yeah.
Have some empathy when you're traveling there.
And prepare them that they're going to see beautiful beaches, but it's not like luxurious food.
You're going to see beautiful beaches, amazing landscapes, beautiful vistas, like phenomenal water. And the water is extremely warm right now, 85.
Steve Schindler just made it in the house.
Morning, Steve from Texas.
Happy Texas morning. Yum, yum. It looks like he's got
Steve was asking about our hats.
He was asking. So they're not in.
They're sold out right now.
Yeah, we don't have hats right
now. Well,
yet.
let's quickly talk about our merchandise because it is a lot of it's sold out. We do have lots of beach bags left, but the lime green is almost sold out.
Yeah.
We got lots of pink. We got orange, some blues left.
Yep.
But we will not be doing another order of beach bags until August. Hats will be doing an order in August and t-shirts. So we're going to do one order in August.
Yeah, yeah.
And that will be the order for the fall.
And I think people are really happy with our beach bag.
People are loving it.
Yeah. They're a great size. They're a great material. I like it. It's got lots of space.
I'm going to tell you why I liked it.
Yeah.
So I left my beach bag on the beach and I went for a massive beach walk. Inside is a waterproof liner. Well, a lot of sand blew into my beach bag, which is a nightmare.
Yeah,
no,
you just
nothing stuck at the bag.
It's not cotton.
And
perfect.
Moisture didn't go through into the bag when I on the beach.
That's great.
So that's one thing about the beach bag.
And
that
we
I really
also
like.
Could see our beach bag when we were
from a mile away.
Forever. And it just helped us, gauge where we were in the water compared to where we were set up on the beach.
Totally. Because when we were in the ocean, we started drifting down. We're like, where the heck are we? When we saw our beach bag, we're like, babe, we're like about a kilometer down.
Yeah.
So we still have beach bags. And of course, it will always have stickers. And I say people that
thank you.
buy our stickers, it's our Patreon. And we don't make a lot of money off the stickers, but it does help out. The funny thing is,
stickers they're just easy. They're a great one.
But we're also thinking when we hit a milestone, I don't want to mention this a lot, but we're thinking when we hit our 25,000 subscriber.
Yeah.
Jenny and I just talked about it on the drive home last night.
Yeah. I was like,
we want to do something for Cuban people.
Yeah.
Not resorts, off resort. And I want to take a specific amount of money and I want to go donate all that money to people. Not for me.
Just to the local.
I don't need that money. I don't need $10. I don't need $50. But the money that we take and that we create and generate from our YouTube channel, I'm going to give a portion back to the Cuban people. Yeah. I'm hoping to do that this fall.
Yeah.
Whether it's in Veradero or I've got a couple other locations that we might be going to. Into Santiago de Cuba would be amazing. Into Havana to kind of go away from tourist areas and just to help out 2 or 3 or 4 families.
Yeah. No.
What are your thoughts on that?
Yeah.
And if I was to give a family some money in US dollars, what do you think would be an appropriate amount to give a Cuban little family to help them out? Just tell me a number. I would love to know that.
Yeah.
And if we decide on the right number, and if you put it in,
oh, is this going to be a giveaway?
I'll do a giveaway.
I love it. Okay.
Tell me the number
of how much we should donate.
How much we should donate, not in the grand total, but into like say we
family.
Well, yeah, say we have a specific amount of money and we're going to give that to 10 different families.
Yeah, that's a great idea.
What would you think that number should be?
Yeah.
And in US dollars.
In US dollars, that would be great. And send me a message. And then, we'll give We'll give a giveaway.
So, I want to take this much money and then I want to break it up.
Yeah.
It's to give more people.
That's right.
Okay. So whatever. I just want to know what you would think.
Yeah. And we have done that in the past. Actually, when we were really first going to Cuba, we did that quite a bit.
Okay.
Yeah.
And I don't know if it's appropriate to make a video. I don't want to make a video about it. I might take a few pictures showing us that we are doing it, but I don't want to highlight no, we're out there giving people money.
No, we like to be transparent, but you also have to be respectful. Like I don't want
to profit off of
No.
us giving someone's, but
No.
I might like, when I made the video about George,
Yeah.
that's the kind of video I like. Like, this is George. He needs things.
And then other people reach out to George.
And people went and
help
found
George.
George and gave him stuff. Like,
Yeah.
that's the kind of twist I put on it. Like, I
Yeah.
will give George money. I might not tell you how much I gave him or whatever, but
Yeah.
there has to be a respectful way to give people money.
Totally. Pics
Okay.
would be good. And we could just, and even sharing our stories with you.
Okay.
That'll be on our live stream. I want you to know I'm already brainstorming new colors for the beach bags.
Oh, okay.
Just,
Okay, that sounds good.
Yeah, I just think a cool coral color might be in the works.
That's amazing.
Yeah.
I like that idea.
Yeah. Anyway, when you're away, I try to keep up my end and do a little bit of work, do a bit of brainstorming.
Next on the list, what's the question of the day that you guys would have?
Yeah.
What are you looking to ask? What are you looking to find out? Because I still go on the Facebook pages once in a while, and I still see people saying, where should I go?
Yes.
What's the best resort?
Coral orange.
I just want to know how to help people better navigate, or should we even help people?
Yeah.
Like, what is our role as avid travelers to someone that's never traveled before? How do you engage with that? Like, I've never traveled before, but I'm coming with my 2 little ones. Okay. Like, are you looking for luxury, or like, it's really hard to navigate people?
It is. And someone is asking about tipping. And I'm going to tell you, as much as we talk about tipping, we get a lot of questions about tipping all the time. So
let's talk about this
let's talk about tipping quickly, and then we can talk about someone else asked.
I don't even tip anymore in Canadian dollar. Never bring a Canadian dollar bill anymore. I bring 50s now, and this is the truth. Last night at the Iberostar, when I leave, I'll say, I'll buy all your coins from you. Who's got coins? So they didn't have a lot of coins. They only had
that's getting better then.
But I bought $10 worth of coins from the bartenders, and then they wanted to get rid of some of their small bills. So I bought all their bills and I gave them 50s. And then I bought their $1 bills off of them, and they wanted 50 brand new 50s.
In American or Canadian?
Yes, in American.
Oh, okay.
So I bought, I start buying their $1 back for my next trip for next week.
Yeah.
So I always have, I don't bring ones anymore because they have like stacks hundreds of ones.
Yeah.
So now I just trade my 50s or 20s for tradesies. And I don't bring Canadian anymore. Canadian dollars. Don't take this the wrong way. I'm Canadian too. It's worthless.
It's not great.
The Cubans don't even want the Canadian coins.
No.
Because
they're smart people.
Yeah. The reason I want to brought back 400. Listen, I don't go to London, England. I don't go to Paris. I don't go to any Thailand and leave a Canadian toonie or a loonie in a foreign country. Same with Cuba.
Yeah.
Cuba is Cuba. They deal in pesos, and like most countries, they deal in
American dollars.
Well, CUP, and they deal in American dollars.
Yeah.
They don't deal in change.
No.
Because their change is heavy, and the banks don't want change. Like the bank can't do anything with that.
Totally.
So respectfully, I have to say this.
Yeah.
Change is a waste of money. It's a waste. And for a Cuban, it's frustrating and it's disheartening because when they get a coin, it's like, what am I going to do with a coin?
Yeah.
So they won't tell you that. They won't tell you that, but that's the honest reality.
Great questions in here. Number one, there's lots of ideas for beach bags, by the way, but what is the quietest resort you've ever been to? And someone else asked, are you planning on doing 1-stars? Not really, I don't think, but
I'll do a 1-star.
What's the quietest
I'll do
resort?
a 1-star.
Quietest resort.
Okay, listen. Quietest resort at what time of the year is important?
That is. But one of the quietest resort, I found the Valentine quite quiet.
Because it's so big.
Maybe.
The Iberostar Ensenachos that I was at, very quiet. Coral level, I bet you Linda J could tell you it's going to be quiet. So more luxury resorts, the Playa Luxury in Keokoko is going to be a quieter resort. When you start paying up the level, it's going to get quieter. Where was I? I was in Hogian, okay, I'll come back to it. The two most.
By the way, Marco is in here and he's in Hogian right now.
Well, when I was in Hogian, like the Royal Services, it's a quieter resort.
Yeah.
But when you start paying up more, they're going to get quieter. The clientele are going to be newlyweds or Playa Pesquero, very quiet at the level.
Yes.
That's what I was thinking of.
Yes, they're answering.
So, you know, you guys can read my mind now.
Yes.
When you pay up and you go in off season, you can have the place to yourself.
Yes.
Okay. So Iberostar last week, Playa Pesquero, very quiet, especially at the level, the adults only. So that's why Jenny and I like to go to them. It doesn't bother me if there's only 100 people there, because you can go and spread out down the beach and have it to yourself.
Yeah. Yeah. I like David's advice. He really was like, when you said when should we recommend, how do we tell people? He's right. You really can't tell or recommend something, but the best thing we can do is say, watch some of our videos. And I do respond sometimes. I just say, Mike has a video on that resort, because sometimes I haven't even been there.
Yeah.
Right. So I just watch the vids.
Like I always say in my videos, I don't recommend. I'm not telling you to come to, I'm not telling you to stay home. I'm never telling you it's the best resort.
No.
I will say it's my top resort.
And we have our own criteria too.
We have our own criteria. And when I make videos, I'm not telling you like this is the best resort. It's the best resort that I found in my personal opinion for the year that I was there.
That's right.
I will never tell you to go. I'm not going to tell you. I don't really even like to say the pros and cons. That's just my personal opinion, because that's a personal judgment.
Yeah, totally.
I have a lot of people that reach out and say, can you tell me what the non-meats were? Because you're vegetarian.
Oh yeah.
I'm a meat eater. So like for me to be judgmental about a resort, it's not fair. It's not fair to a resort. I just show you the offering that they have in the time that I'm there and the price I paid.
Because we know it can change.
It changes month to month, week to week.
Week to week.
So that's up to you to decide after watching my video if it's good for you. If I tell you that there's a problem with the resort, 3 weeks later, that could be resolved. And guess what?
Yeah.
That video is dated. We do update videos explaining what's happening at the resort in a time frame.
I think that those are a great video too. If we've been to a resort to do an update, because you just never know, right? Yeah. Everything does change week to week. Even from the time, like you were in Cuba within a week at a resort down the road, and the alcohol selection was so very different.
Unbelievable. It was night and day.
Yeah.
So, and that resort that I was just at, it was on for $545, but they didn't have a single supplement. So it cost me $605. It was night and day for the alcohol selection. Like, blow your mind if you're a drinker. Okay. They had everything and gobs of everything. And there was no Diamond Club versus Prestige. Right. It was just, you paid one price and you got to have exactly what everyone else did.
I like that.
And if that one beach bar didn't have it, the other beach bar was fully stocked. Mm-hmm. And the pastry chef there, he was awesome. Yeah. But the meat selection I found was just not to my, they didn't have a lot to offer. But what if it happens if you're a vegan?
Morning vegan.
They had lots of great options.
And that being said, not every resort has a fresh pastry maker. Some of them are just bringing the pastries in and they're not nearly as fresh and yummy. They're still there, but you were at Fresh Pastry. You were just there and you said they were delicious. And where we were.
Then I asked immediately, I always ask the head chef.
Is there a pastry chef?
I said, when I see the pastries, I said, where's the pastry chef from? He goes, Dominican. I said, I know that. I knew it.
Yeah, you do.
I can tell. Yeah. And if you were ever at that resort and you felt the bread, ate the little pastries, the puff pastries with the cream in the center, you know exactly what I'm talking about.
Yeah. Now, two things. Someone chiming in about Cayo Largo, quiet and peaceful and lovely. Some of their beaches, amazing. We do love Cayo Largo too. Yeah. Just hard to get to. And then
it's very hard to get to. You have to go out of Montreal right now.
Yeah, saying just everyone's wants and needs are so different. So she was saying, I think it was Crystal saying, she responds to people on the Facebook pages and stuff to watch our videos. So thank you to that, Crystal, because I think that's a good way to decide for yourself. And then also I wanted to say that someone else was saying there's lots of solo travels that go to Caribe.
Oh, totally.
Yeah.
And I can see why.
Yeah.
And, you know,
it's a real social.
It is a very social hub.
Yeah.
There's a lot of people, are returning guest rates massive. Yeah. Now, I did a comparison video. It's coming out this week. And I don't do comparison videos because I don't think it's fair to resorts. But what we did is we compared the different price points and the offering, because I was just there within 2 weeks. So I just showed people why.
Yeah.
But it's never to put down a resort. It's never to like glorify a different resort because I think it's right to do that.
No.
I just showed the comparables.
And we try to be like, we're very transparent, but we're always going to be highlighting what we loved about the resort. Like we go to enjoy ourselves. So we just do the few sparks and highlights. Like this is good. This is good. This is good. Does it need this? Yeah, but
we did. But you cannot discredit a beautiful beach. Even though the resort was lacking things, I can let that go when you see the sparkle of the Memory Sanctuary at in Santa Maria. That amazing. Water is why people go to that in the price point. And guys, and people will give up on excessive booze and food quality for that beach.
Because I was going to say, I was happy with the little gourmet hot dog on the beach.
Your ham and cheese.
It's something I would never eat at home. And the ham, like the little ham toasted sandwich, because it had tomato and it had cabbage. I would never eat that here.
But it's also your location.
But it's
because you loved the location, the feeling, and the simplicity.
Totally. But the beach, you give up other things to have that.
You do.
Right?
You give up your time to get there. You're giving up maybe excessive amounts of good food quality.
Yeah.
But you got something that you can't get in a lot of countries. And so many people will say, oh, I'm only going to Dominican. I'm only going to Mexico.
That's okay.
Well, if you've looked at Mexico lately, and I don't want to put Mexico down, but there's sargassum problem caused from pollution, folks, not from Mexico, from the whole wide world.
Yeah.
That's too much chemicals going in the ocean as in fertilizers are causing that problem. But when you go to Cuba and they don't have that sargassum problem, they don't have a lot of food to offer, like it's in quality of foods. So much to say, sorry, I don't mean it like that, but when you can go to a pristine beach, you have to give up one to get another.
Yeah, it is crazy. I do also want to say, and we're talking about, it sounds beautiful. Always had a great time at the resorts, regardless of how bad. Yeah.
Let's talk about this.
That's what I was going to say. Be careful also who you give your time to at the resort and who you sit with, or if you're having your morning coffee and you're near someone who's just complaining and
negative, that
can really take you down. And we're very, very mindful of that. We spend a lot of time away from
You'll never hear me ever complain to anyone, and even a subscriber ever.
I just think
I will never complain.
Your trip, make the best of it and stay away from those kind of people. Right?
Because you just paid money to go find the bright spots, like Jenny and I always say, of the resort you're at. Even though there could be deficiencies. The men's bathrooms were both closed at a resort we were at.
Yeah. We showed that, but it
doesn't take away from our overall experience.
Did you have to hustle? Maybe you had to hustle back to your
Because
room.
we also have to look at the price we paid.
That's right. Yeah.
Like when you only pay $600, $700, $800, $900 and you got on a plane, a transfer, you ate, drank, and slept at a place.
Yeah.
Tell me where you can do that in Ontario.
That's right.
When you rent a cottage this summer, just tell me what the cost is going to be.
We understand. Maybe they didn't have the right parts. Maybe they didn't have the right person. Those things take more time in Cuba. And
things are complicated.
Anyway, I like that. People are on the same wavelength. Like, just stay away from the complainers because it could take you down and you don't want to be that person. You want to enjoy.
And sometimes that's why I don't get involved with answering people on some of the Facebook pages on saying, where should I go?
Yeah.
It's because we're just going to go right full circle.
Yeah.
Who are you? How old are you? Are you going with kids, adults? And what's the reason for you go? Did you get divorced? Someone die? Why are you going there?
Yeah.
Are you searching to find another person?
Yep.
So for when people put that out there, that's why I don't really go there anymore, because it's exhausting.
And we don't want to feel like we're on the hook for you. Lynn says, I think
we're never going to be on the hook for
accessibility would be a good thing to note. And we are more and more looking at accessibility, ramps versus stairs, all those things. So
I put it in most of my videos.
Yeah.
If you're coming with a wheelchair, if you want flat stairs, bungalows, 2 stories, 3 stories, elevators, I try to put that in most of my videos.
And other people have asked us, to put in how hard is it or how challenging it is to get into the ocean in different spots. So we're trying to comment on that as well.
And if you're
whether there's a current and all that.
If you're going to Santa Maria, the last 2 resorts I just made, or it's easy to get in. Yeah, and the water right now is extremely warm.
It's beautiful. Beautiful, beautiful. So I did have a few people in this chat ask about how do you get merch. And I usually try to work the rest of today getting merch out. So if you're interested in the merch, you go to our Finding Fish Facebook page. Finding Fish, Mike Jack Fisher. And when you send a Facebook message through that platform, it comes to me. Comes with Jenny. So if you're interested in the 4-pack of stickers, they're $20. If you're interested in a beach bag, they're $35. And they are shipping really quickly.
And the green's almost gone.
Green's almost gone. I'd say pink is close second. But we have blue, gold, the oat, is that the stone, and the fuchsia. Anyway, so let me know if you want anything, and I will work today to get those things out. It's just easier for me to get them out today than when I'm back to work on Monday.
There's a question right here. So I just want to answer a few questions before we end this. Someone's chiming in. Will you do more excursions in future trips? I want to talk about that. I sometimes don't do a lot of excursions. I'm very busy at what I do. Resorts take up a lot of my time. I do a lot of editing when I'm there because I really want to massage the video to make sure that I capture everything that I can. When you do excursions, that is so segmented to different people. Like a safari tour, a Jeep tour for me, I did that 20 years ago. And when you're older like Jenny and I, and we've done excursions, you get off resorts, you pay to go to Playa Pilar and you pay for a beach chair and drinks. I am so happy just to sit at some of the beaches that I go to, because that's why I got on the plane. I really wanted to go to the beach that I'm at. So, and that's
we can highlight excursions, which we do usually, but
that's the reason why I don't do a lot of excursions, because it's selecting, right?
Yeah.
But people will always want to know about the resort that they may be going to.
That's right.
And then when you get to the resort, that's up to you whether you want to do 5 or 6 different excursions. So for me, I won't put a lot of time or my thoughts into it unless it's a very good, authentic excursion.
Yeah.
Like I don't want to do a sailboat again.
Is there a coffee excursion in Cuba? I don't know.
I don't know. But this is what I have an offer, and I'm not going to go too far into the offer with who I'm doing it with, but I might be going into Santiago de Cuba, back into the mountains and staying at a really luxury resort that's really hard to get to, but I've been offered maybe to go there, maybe with Jenny, and to make the video, because if I do this, and if this really does work out, it's something to see. And to get to it's very complicated, but I think they really want to use me finding fish to show people how to get there. Because when you can go to this place in the mountains, it's beautiful and it's very complicated to get there.
That could be coming up for us.
That could be coming up.
Like could be coming up.
So those are the kind of excursions and adventures I want to do that really will highlight the softness and the reality of Cuba, and not just a paid-for adventure.
And that's, I'm sorry. It's an eco resort, Mike, right?
It's an eco resort in the mountains.
Yeah. So that's that could be coming up. That's exciting.
Yeah, and it's beautiful, and I've been there before.
And I'm hoping to join.
And I just want to try to get back there, but it's complicated to get there. So I have to think about that, because if I make the resort video, and then I don't show you how to set up the plan to get there, it's useless.
And I think it's a very fair question, because people really, if you don't do YouTube and you don't edit videos, you wouldn't understand how much time it does take to do.
You have to do a lot of forethinking.
Yeah.
Because if not, and you
get home and you don't have something,
you don't have all that information. For me to tell you to go to this place, and you're the first question you're going to say is, how long is the bus ride? How long does it take to get there? What should I do?
Yes.
That's so much mental planning. So it answers your questions to make it more intriguing. Yeah. And to make it, if you'd want to do that.
Right.
So that's the kind of stuff that I like to do.
Yep.
But anyway.
Okay. We are off. Like, we might actually go back to bed. No, we're not. But
no, we got so much to do.
We got a lot to do.
Because I'm actually heading back to Veradero Tuesday.
Yeah.
Listen, this is probably going to be our last live stream for a little bit, okay? Because
that's
summer weather's coming. I know a lot of you are going to be doing gardening, and people are going to be busy with their lives.
Yeah.
And we just want to say thank you so much for joining us during the cold season in our live streams.
Yeah, it's been fun.
I don't know when we'll be back to do a live stream.
Yeah, who knows? We'll keep you posted, but
but it won't be next week because it's Father's Day, and I will be getting home really late, and then we have to go away with our kids.
Yeah.
So I just want to say to everyone, I just want to say thank you.
Thanks for joining us.
For chiming in on your time on a Sunday to have coffee with us, talking about our favorite thing of travel.
Yes. We got such
putting
a great
amazing
community.
Ideas out there.
Yeah.
I just want to say thank you. That's what I really want to say.
But to be clear, our live streams will return at some point. They really will. Okay. And we want to wish you all great travel, great summer. And
I'll put stuff on our Facebook page of where you're at. I want to see that.
Yeah.
Because it means a lot to us, and it means a lot to other subscribers. It gives them perspective, and it gives them hope, and it gives people just, people are doing it, I can do it.
Yeah.
Right.
And this community is so supportive. It's a Finding Fish family. We love it. A Cuba family.
We do.
And we will miss it, but we'll be back to the live stream.
7 days, Greg, Margaret, Robin, Di. We want to say M. We want to say Irene, Jennifer Barr. We want to say Louis, Catherine, Michelle,
everybody.
Lisa Hart. Guess what? Do me a favor, like and subscribe. Hit that like button on here. And guess what? We'll see you in the next video.
We'll see ya.
I appreciate your time.
And goodbye.
Best coffee ever.